poetry has been that form of expression that I've returned to over and over again to really get leveled in my own mind with where I'm at. My name is Burl Battersby, and I'm the executive editor of Voices of Tacoma, a gathering of poets. We started at a coffee shop in 2022, and there was a conversation being had about the fact that there hadn't been an anthology of poetry of Tacoma poets since 2009. So we decided it was time. Hey, Steve, hey! We were able to receive the Tacoma Arts Initiative Program funding. So the project officially launched in March of 2023. And so we did the monthly gatherings with a partnership with the Tacoma Public Library, which turned out to be an amazing opportunity to spend time in each of the library branches across the city.
The work that was done to create the anthology, The Voices of Tacoma, was already done when I swooped in. And so I work as a community and information specialist at the Swayze branch of the Tacoma Public Library, and I wanted to find a place where we could get a gathering of poets to share the book, and then it turned into something more.
I had been writing poetry just for myself, just like on my phone, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna read one of the poems I wrote. Because how else am I supposed to get over my social anxiety? You know, rather than that exposure therapy, right? And so I go there, and you know, they start talking, they introduce, and then they go, does anybody want to read? And I volunteered to go first. I was shaking, right? Like, and I still shake every time I read a poem, regardless if it's these people that I see every month, right? And but I shook, and I sat down, and I was like, and then like the positive feedback came, right? And the encouragement and the validation is a word I use often when I talk about this group.
I didn't know what to expect. The proceedings were very peaceful, kind of like not in the judgmentalism of a courtroom, but in the encouragement of let's start to share. Let's all start to share.
We want to be open to allow poets and creatives to express themselves and to develop that comfort level amongst the community to be able to express themselves. We started, and it was a monthly gathering, but we also did workshops and other events. We have had close to 500 creatives come to events over the last 2.5 years that we've been doing this. And it's just been amazing to see the spark that happens when you bring these individuals into that space together and allow them to start to be creative and to share their stories and to be able to build upon each other.
Well, that really encouraged me because I actually came from a small town where there wasn't that much availability. And so I was actually quite delighted. I read and wrote a lot about transhumanism, mythology, and religion. Well, so a lot of my poetry was about that. I was able to get it out of my system somewhat at these gatherings, which freed me up to move on to other stuff. Poetry for me, it was actually a processing process back with the 3 topics I mentioned also, which were more intellectual and reading material. But this is more, for me, getting emotional processing.
We were benefiting from a rich community that already existed. Creative Colloquy, Right 253, Blue Cactus Press. There were so many organizations that were doing such great work in the area, and we saw ourselves as an opportunity to build upon that, but not to compete.
Just fun group of people that is also just happy to share strange art or not strange art or whatever, just things that make your heart swell in a lot of ways, different ways, right? And if you want to be a part of that, just come in. You don't have to stay, who cares, you know? And I brought a friend last time, and he didn't share, he writes himself, but he just wanted to, he was like, I need a community. I said, I know some folks.
people can come just to listen to the Voices of Tacoma or to share their poetry. We've created a very safe space for folks to come and to be able to share their creativity with us.
Even if you think you can't write poetry, you can. Poetry isn't defined by rhyming or structure. It's defined by you defining it. And I think that everybody can do poetry. Even if you think you're quote unquote a bad writer, I think everybody can do good.
Poetry is obviously one of my hobbies, and I always present that. And I'm always looking for poets in new people that I meet. And I frequently ask, do you happen to write poetry? Not very frequently that I get a positive answer, but I do. I get positive answers, and then I present the gathering of poets.
I truly believe that the community that we live in, Tacoma, is such a rich, vibrant art community, but we always have to be asking ourselves, what can we do to continue to foster that? How can we continue to build upon that with using the resources and the partnerships that already exist? We don't need to recreate this. We need to bring new groups back into these spaces, like the library and the parks.
This is called a gathering of poets. We coexist. We are not an audience. We are a community. We are responsible to each other, so share your critical thoughts and innovative ideas. Share, give, and receive feedback. Share yourself and be seen. We build trust with lyrics, clarify life with metaphors, and expect meaningful conversations. We are aware of our impact even if we are uncomfortable. We can speak our truths while realizing others are listening, connecting, and questioning. If there is harm, we can address it. If someone is alone, we can join them. If a person stands up, we can support them. While we try to understand each other's voice, we can also agree that disagreement is natural. Promise to be openly human and passionate, uncover who you are, and be accountable for what you say. Reciprocity is the key for community. Later on, we'll reflect on what we've done here today.